Welcome to this new edition of Business English Flash, a series of short videos produced by Telelangue to help you with English in the workplace. Today we will be going over 5 interview questions and how to answer them. You'll be asked many questions in an interview, but we've chosen 5 that we think are a bit tricky to answer. You can't predict what an interviewer will ask you. The best you can do is prepare, so that you can show off your skills and talents the best you can. And that's what you want, right? And remember, it's already a good sign that you got the interview. That's the first step. One of the first questions the interviewer might ask is, "Tell me about yourself." It's a very simple question, but it doesn't translate to, "Tell me about your life story," or "Repeat your resume to me." The interviewer wants to know who you are and your professional experience. Talk about your current job, your past jobs, and how the experience you've gained fits with the job you're interviewing for. It's a good idea to also name 2 or 3 specific accomplishments in your career. For example, you could say, "I currently work as a sales consultant for ABC Solutions, where I manage a team of 12 people and where I handle sales for 3 of our biggest clients. Before that, I worked at M2U agency as a sales consultant, where I received an award for the largest sales increase. Even though I enjoy where I currently work, I also really like working with the marketing department and would like to try something new. This is why I've applied to the position of marketing consultant." That wasn't too hard, was it? Moving on. Another question they will probably ask you is, what are your strengths? You must first ask yourself, what are you good at? And why are these things strengths? Identify 5 strengths and then see how they are relevant to the position you're interviewing for. If you don't use all 5 examples, that's okay. It's better to have some solid experiences where you have demonstrated these strengths than just listing some adjectives. A good starting reference is thinking of your different skills in the following categories: skills learned from education and experience, any transferable skills from previous jobs, and personal traits. An answer could be, "I have strong interpersonal skills. In my current role, I deal with a wide range of personalities and demands. I recently organized an international conference where there were going to be attendees of over 20 nationalities. I had to overcome difficulties due to language barriers and last-minute changes to the events. After all of this, I realized I enjoyed multitasking and helping my team overcome challenges and meet deadlines." Now that you've stated your strengths, they will ask you, what are your weaknesses? It's not a pretty question, as now you have to say you're not so good at something. We all have weaknesses, so don't lie and say, "I'm perfect and nothing's wrong with me." And please don't say, "I hate getting up in the morning to go to work and I'm usually late." The interviewer wants to see if you are able to recognize your weaknesses as well as your strengths. So you must choose your weaknesses carefully and turn them into strengths. You can do this by showing the interviewer that you can solve the weakness. For example, identify the weaknesses, like fear of speaking in public. Then think about what you've done to overcome it. For example, participating in meetings and public speaking workshop. Then how you deal with it on a daily basis. For example, I feel my public speaking skills are something I could improve, but I don't mind small team meetings, but presenting in front of big groups makes me nervous. I also asked my manager if I could take a public speaking workshop. I came back feeling more confident on the subject. I recently gave a sales presentation at a client company and I landed the sale. I still get a little bit nervous, but every time it gets better. See how we turn that weakness into a strength? Talking about weaknesses doesn't have to be uncomfortable, so don't be shy about it. A topic that may be uncomfortable to talk about though is money. Yes, specifically your salary. A common question in interviews is, what are your salary expectations? It is a question many people are not really prepared for. Piece of advice, prepare for it. The person interviewing you may ask to see if you can afford to hire you or see how you value your work skills. Now, if you wing this question, meaning you don't prepare for it at all, you may end up with a lower salary than you expected or you deserve. First things first, do some research on the market salary for the position you're interviewing for. You'll find that perhaps there are a wide range of salaries, but at least this will give you a rough idea. Then think of a salary range based on what you have researched and your current salary or salary from past jobs that you feel best reflects your experience. You could state your salary range to the interviewer, or you could state the highest number from the range, while saying that it is negotiable or flexible. But remember, starting with a high number is easier than starting with a low number, and negotiating your way up. For example, you could say, according to my research and my experience, a salary of 95K is typical for this position. Do not be afraid to talk about money. You are worth it. And lastly, probably one of the last questions is, do you have any questions for me? And please don't say no. Ask questions. Some of your questions might be answered during the interview, but this is a good chance to learn some more details about the position or the department and team to see if you really want to work at the company. This is not the time to talk about benefits and vacation days. You can do that when you sign your contract. Some questions you could ask are, what have you enjoyed most about working here? Or, could you describe the team I'll be working with? Or simply, I'm interested in the position, what is the next step? And there you have it. We went over 5 interview questions and how to answer them. Remember, be confident, believe in your answers and practice. The interview is your time to sell what you've got. You want to leave the interview feeling like this and not like this. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. See you next time.